Police were called to the East Side 7-Eleven on North Avenue around 2:30 Saturday morning. Witnesses told them a panicked, topless woman was inside the convenience store telling someone to call the police when a man came in and forced her outside into a car and drove off. It appeared to be an abduction. Police put out an alert, complete with still images of the woman and the at-the-time suspect. By Saturday night, police said they'd found and arrested the man, and they'd located the woman safe and unharmed. Police said, quote, criminal charges would be presented to the district attorney's office. By Sunday, when pressed for more details by 12 News, police said they didn't believe it was a domestic incident, but didn't say what they thought it was. However, a witness did tell 12 News both the man and woman appeared to have been high or intoxicated. No one at the store was willing to share anything when 12 News stopped in. 2 days after the alert, police Monday said after reviewing additional video and interviewing more witnesses, they've decided the abduction report was, quote, baseless. They've released the man from police custody.
And so, Nick, something happened here. It was seen by several witnesses and caught on video. We saw it there. Are they saying there weren't any crimes committed?
Right, Toya. We asked police all day for some more clarification on this. Just within the last couple of minutes, I got a response. They tell us that the woman will not be facing criminal charges because someone other than the woman called police in fear she was being abducted. Now, alcohol, they say, possibly played a role in her actions while inside the business.
All right, Nick Bull reporting live for us tonight. Thank you.
New tonight, we've learned twins from Shorewood were involved in a crossover crash in Dane County. One died, the other is badly hurt. The crash happened Sunday morning in Cottage Grove. 17-year-old Megan Frieseke died. Her sister Emily remains at UW-Madison Hospital. Investigators say 2 vehicles lost control on Interstate 94, crossed the median, and hit the car the girls were in head-on. Shorewood School District's superintendent released a statement saying, quote, we are deeply saddened by this loss to our school community and are making every effort to provide support to our students and families. Please join us in keeping the Frieseke family in your thoughts during this difficult time. A vigil is happening tonight. A prayer service is planned for tomorrow at 2 p.m. at St. Robert Church in Shorewood. The woman police say helped a murder suspect on the run will stand trial. Delouise Lipsey faces 1 count of harboring and aiding a felon for helping Darius Higgins. Authorities charged Higgins with the murder of Sierra Robinson at 91st and Mill Road last month. Police found their daughter, Nolani Robinson, dead in Minnesota. Her death is still under investigation. According to a criminal complaint, Lipsey told police she, quote, messed up by securing hotel rooms for Higgins after she knew he was wanted for murder. She faces 10 years in prison if convicted.
Well, this is no April Fool's Day joke. Snowflakes falling at Road America in Elkhart Lake today, and chilly temperatures are making it feel a little more like winter than it is spring.
Chief Meteorologist Mark Baden joins us now. Mark, that wind is really howling right now.
Yeah, it's kind of nasty out there. Now, temperatures have warmed up. That is the bonus. The thing is, it's tough to drive around, walk around because the wind's gusting at times over 40 miles per hour. Temperature has warmed up to 49 degrees, so that is certainly better. If you are heading out for this evening, we cool off a little bit. We'll drop it back down into the lower 40s. That's not the big story. The winds will die down some as well as we head throughout the night. A little bit of rain, a little bit of snow, and then a whole lot of warmth in the forecast coming up in Weather Watch 12.
All right, thank you. A nationwide airline software outage grounded planes and caused major delays at airports.
WISN Top News' Hillary Min shows us the impact it had in Milwaukee.
Monday morning flights at Mitchell International came to a screeching halt after a computer glitch grounded planes nationwide.
I got up this morning and got in the car and drove here figuring everything would be on time.
But few flights were.
I told my wife, I said I checked the flight. It said it was on time. I didn't believe them, but I'm still going to be here on time, and I'm on time.
Around 5:30 a.m., one man headed to Vegas gave us this picture as the pilot explained they were rebooting the system. The FAA said a flight planning program issue affected 5 airlines.
It's hard to come in and be like, oh, now I got to wait an extra hour just to get to where I need to be.
On Twitter, major airlines like Southwest, Delta, and United responded to the frustration. From East Coast to West Coast and in between, a number of Southwest flights were canceled, a number of Delta flights were delayed, and the airport says this comes at one of the busiest spring break travel times. Some Milwaukee travelers missed connecting flights, but the hang-up was relatively short-lived.
I'm supposed to leave at 8, I believe exactly. Now it's 8:35. I mean, I travel for work, so it's pretty standard.
In Milwaukee, Hillary Mintz, WISN 12 News.
The airport says people are encouraged to sign up for text alerts from their airline. Also, check the status of your flight before you get there.
The Department of Homeland Security issued emergency operation orders at the southern border days after the president threatened to shut it down. It's in response to a surge of migrants from Central America. President Donald Trump also said he's cutting off economic aid to El Salvador, Honduras, and Guatemala. The White House insists the president intends to follow through with his threats.
The president will do everything he can. If closing the ports of entry mean that, that's exactly what he intends to do.
Economists and immigration experts are concerned these moves will backfire, in particular cutting off foreign aid, a move that experts say is likely to cause conditions in those countries to worsen and in turn push more people to seek better lives in the U.S.
Commitment 2019 coverage now. The spring election is tomorrow. Polls open at 7 o'clock in the morning. The big statewide race is for an open spot on the state's Supreme Court. There are also other local races on the ballot for offices like city leadership and school board. To find out what's on your ballot, polling time, and location information, you can visit our website, WISN.com. Remembering a rapper gunned down in Los Angeles.
The search for the shooter as people honor the musician, businessman, and philanthropist. That's coming up.
Plus, a nose rub brings new allegations of inappropriate behavior against former Vice President Joe Biden.
Plus 60s are in the forecast. When to expect that nice warm-up? Next in Weather Watch 12.
Hi, everyone. I'm Derek Rose. Tonight, we're debuting 12 News at 9 p.m. on the Justice Network. That's channel 12.2. If you're a Spectrum customer, that's channel 985. And if you're on Charter, it's channel 180. We'll see you tonight at 9.
You're watching WISN 12 News at 5. Awarded Best Evening Newscast by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association.
And here's a quick look at traffic right now. The good news, no major incidents to report. We're going to zoom in. Usually we see red here on I-94. We're just seeing green and yellow and orange right now. We do have some red, though, popping up near the Marquette interchange. You can see there on I-43 as traffic heads southbound into the Marquette.
I just respected the game. Got my name all in the news.
Tonight, a Grammy-nominated rapper shot and killed.
Someone gunned down Nipsey Hussle outside his clothing store in Los Angeles yesterday. As ABC's Danya Bacchus reports, police are looking for the person who shot him.
As the memorial grows outside the Marathon clothing store in Los Angeles.
He was an entrepreneur. He was employing people. He loved his community.
So do the calls for justice.
Turn yourself in. Turn yourself in.
Now you official now. But you got a soul to say.
Grammy-nominated rapper Nipsey Hussle gunned down outside of his clothing store Sunday afternoon as he stood with two others outside, the shooter fleeing the scene.
We want the community to turn Nipsey's murderer in, because to us, this ain't snitching. It's about being held accountable for your actions.
The 33-year-old father of two, born Ermias Eshkadome, was known for more than his music. He was known throughout Los Angeles for his philanthropy.
What you know about the dope game? Was you born in the 80s? Did your mama smoke cocaine?
Hussle was in a gang as a teenager, but then moved to music and became a community organizer. An LA police commissioner tweeting, Hussle requested a meeting with LA's police chief to talk about ending gang violence. That meeting was supposed to happen today.
That's all I can say, but why him? Why somebody that cared?
Some of hip-hop's biggest and brightest stars took to social media to mourn the entertainer's death. Pharrell tweeting, "You inspired millions, millions who will uphold your legacy forever." Police say they are continuing to work to identify the rapper's killer and anyone else who may have been involved in the shooting. Law enforcement and community members have said they want no retaliation for his murder. Danya Bacchus, ABC News, Los Angeles.
New video of a rideshare nightmare. It shows the moments police say a University of South Carolina student got into the wrong car, leading to her murder. Police say Samantha Josephson had been out with friends near school and got into what she thought was her Uber ride. Surveillance video shows her getting into the back seat of a black Chevy Impala around 2 o'clock Friday morning. Her body was found the next day by turkey hunters. The suspected killer is behind bars.
Another allegation of inappropriate behavior against former Vice President Joe Biden. A Connecticut woman says Biden rubbed his nose with hers in 2009. Former Nevada lawmaker Lucy Flores says Biden touched and kissed her head during a campaign rally in 2014, making her feel uncomfortable. In a statement, Biden says he's offered countless handshakes and hugs on the campaign trail and, quote, "Not once, never did I believe I acted inappropriately. If it is suggested I did so, I will listen respectfully, but it was never my intention," end quote. Flores says that's not exactly the point.
My point was never about his intentions, and they shouldn't be about his intentions. It should be about the women on the receiving end of that behavior.
Democratic presidential hopefuls say whether the vice president runs in 2020, he will have to continue to address the issue.
Let's go to the newsroom now. Joyce is there with a look at what you'll see new tonight at 6. Joyce?
And Patrick, coming up at 6, a convicted murderer is up for parole and the victim's family is fighting it. The case is from 1985. 2 teenage boys killed their foster father in Kenosha County, blaming the game Dungeons and Dragons. How the victim's family is fighting to keep his killer behind bars.
I appreciate you, Giannis, for giving him the jacket, bro.
And see the moment Giannis gave a boy not quite the shirt off his back, but pretty close. Those stories and more coming up new tonight on 12 News at 6.
Just brings a smile to your face. We'll have more of that coming up tonight at 6. We'll see you then, Joyce. Well, people saw snowflakes in southeast Wisconsin on the first day of April.
And we might see more of those flakes. Yay!
It is April after all. It's
in
still
the next
spring.
Few days, yes. I said I would remain positive, but come on, it's April 1st.
I know. So we go from Giannis bringing smiles to faces to Mark bringing frowns. That's wonderful. Sometimes this is a tough occupation, but we are going to get through it together, and I've got positive news. We're talking about 60s in this forecast. Not there right now. It's not bad, though, in Delavan temperature-wise, but the deal is the wind is howling. We take you out to Concordia University, 49 degrees there in Mequon, so you're going to need the jacket. You're going to watch the camera bouncing around here as we look into the Pabst Complex. Temperature 49 degrees. Look at this wind gust up to 39 miles per hour. And just last hour, we had 40 to 45 mile per hour wind gusts. The winds, thankfully, will die down some, not completely during the night, but it won't be nearly this windy. As we get into the evening, that will start to go down. Temperature-wise, we were much cooler this morning. Still cold there in Sheboygan. Notice the wind direction, so you kind of stick out in Lake Michigan a little more, and so your temperature there is colder. That happens for a lot of the spring, for all along the lakeshore, but especially with the southerly wind in Sheboygan. You know the drill. It keeps you a little bit colder. A little colder up to the north, a lot warmer down to the south of us, and eventually we are going to be talking about our temperatures warming up. So we got a little bit of rain, a little bit of snow over the next couple of days, a little snow. It's going to be windy pretty much all week. The warmest air of 2019 is coming. That happens for this weekend. And compared to where the warmest we've been, last week we had 2 days in a row where the temperature hit 61. We should get better than that. Let's look back on March. We had one day with highs, high only hit 11 degrees. Remember that early in the month. It was brutal that first week of March. And then 5 days in the 20s, 5 days in the 30s, 13 days in the 40s. Just 4 days in the 50s, 2 days in the 60s. March ended up below average. But the good thing is it was also below average in rain. Why is that good news? Is because if we would have had additional rain, we would have had bigger flooding problems. And so it was actually good. We're continuing to dry things out around here. Let's look ahead now as we talk about April. By the end of the month, the average high is a very nice 59 degrees. It warms up a bunch during this month. Now, it's typical. We'll get some cold days in April. We'll get some warmer days in April, and that's how it's going to look, I think, as well. Average snow is 2 inches. That's the average. Last year, we all remember we had 10 inches of snow in the month of April. There's snow out to the west of us. That little area is going to move in overnight. Watch as we go into Futurecast here. This is a little overdone, but I think as we head into morning, wouldn't be shocked, especially in our northern counties, to see a little bit of snow out of this. I don't expect to see any accumulation, certainly not on the streets. Might be a little bit on the grass. Then as we head into Tuesday night, another chance there as a cold front comes flying in. Things quiet down on Wednesday during the day, and then the clouds come back with yet another chance of rain or snow as we head into Wednesday night and into Thursday. Your Tuesday forecast temperature-wise, not bad. We get back into the 40s. We'll get close to touching 50 degrees. Your Weather Watch 12 week ahead. 50 and 50. And then the cool day on Thursday with a high of only 44 with a chance of light rain or snow. Better chances would be in the morning. Better chances also would be in our southern counties for that. 50 degrees for the high temperature on Friday. Then look at what's happening here, coinciding with the weekend.
Look at you.
Yeah.
See, that'll make us smile. That's good planning.
60 and 66. There's a caveat.
Oh, boy. Come on, man.
It will be cooler near the lake. So of your friends that live inland, if you're like me that lives close to the lake, I will befriend those that live
a little further. Yeah.
Can we come for a visit this weekend, the whole family?
Most certainly
Fire up the grill.
Cooler near the lake this weekend.
Leave the dog. I've got my hands full with one. Thank you.
Well, it's still amazing that everyone in a massive apartment fire escaped alive.
Tonight, what's being done for those people who were displaced and how the fire in Bayside might have started. Plus.
But just because she doesn't respond doesn't mean she doesn't want to be friends.
The role for Sesame Street's newest resident is expanding. What the creators want you to know about Julia. That's coming up.
Stay safe with severe weather alerts. Download the WISN 12 News app right now.
Help continues to come in for the people impacted by a massive apartment fire.
Everyone got out okay, but Saturday's fire destroyed the entire building, 64 units just off of I-43 in Bayside. Donations have been coming in through the Red Cross. A shelter has been set up for the victims. Firefighters say they finally put out all remaining hot spots last night. Once it's safe, they'll be able to try and salvage any belongings left. Investigators say the fire is not suspicious and an electrical issue might have caused it.
Concern over a nationwide measles outbreak as the number of cases continues to climb. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says the number of measles cases in 2019 is already the second greatest number reported in the U.S. since the virus was eliminated in this country in 2000. 387 cases have been confirmed in 15 states from January through March. The CDC urges people to get vaccinated, saying the measles vaccine is 97% effective.
Sunny days, sweeping the clouds away.
Sesame Street's newest resident, Julia, is the first Muppet with autism. The 4-year-old moved to Sesame Street in 2017. In honor of Autism Awareness Month, we're now meeting her family, teaching all of us about the disorder that touches 1 in 59 children and their families in the U.S.
What do you want people to know about your sister Julia, Sam?
Oh, just because Julia has autism, she does things a little bit differently, and it may take a few tries to get to know Julia, but just because she doesn't respond doesn't mean she doesn't want to be friends.
Show producers say Julia came to be part of an initiative they call See Amazing in All Children. I love this so much.
Yeah, it's an important message to share.
Of course.
A toll for Cubs fans at Miller Park and CBD-infused custard at Cops.
The local publication pulling pranks this April Fool's Day. That's coming up.
See more of the local story.